Hi guys and girls, welcome back to my channel. I do hope you're doing well. Guys, it's the annual video. This is the annual what I got for my birthday. And as I say, this year I have been extra spoiled because it was my 30th. However, some of the things you see you may think are not for a 30-year-old, but we're not going to judge over here. As I say every year, these videos are not bragging or showing off. I love watching these videos because it also gives me ideas of gifts to get for other people. And the amount of messages that I've had saying, Shan, when's the what I got for my birthday video coming? I'm like, guys, it's coming very, very soon. And here we are. Here we are. So, you will see a little overview in a moment because currently they're just plonked by the radiator. There is one that is not here. I've already popped out. So with that, we'll probably put a little video photo in when it gets to that part. But I think what I'm going to do is presents that I was very kindly sent by friends and you guys who, I mean, it baffles me that you sent gifts and you sent cards. Honestly, the amount of cards, I've never had this many cards. I think the last time I had cards like this was when we moved into the house. But yeah, it was a special birthday. As I say, hitting a new decade, it is a special birthday, ain't it? And yes, I was very, very, truly spoiled. That doesn't mean that I didn't treat myself. There will be something that you might see in the overview in a moment and think, that's her present to herself. And if you spot it and you'll know what it is, you'll know it's something that I've had my eye on for, I'm going to say a good 8-9 months, and it kept going out of stock and I was absolutely livid. And then when it come back in stock, I was like, I just need to get it, and that's going to be my 30th birthday present from me to me. So yes, no bragging, this is showing you guys what I got. You guys have asked for it. I love watching these because I like to be nosy. But yeah, let's get in with what I got for my 30th birthday. Right, I'm a little bit surrounded here on the sofa right now. So these are presents and gifts that was very kindly given to me by friends, neighbours and you guys that you sent bits in. So the first one I'm going to start off with because I feel like I'm actually going to knock it if not. Our neighbours, oh, they bought me a lovely orchid. Now guys, I've never had an orchid before and it says in sunlight but not direct sunlight. So can you please help a girl out as to where I can actually put this? I was thinking on the window ledge opposite the bathroom door because it's in sunlight but not direct because it's through the window. Please let me know what I've got to do with this. Do we water it a lot, a little? I'm not entirely sure, but yes, on my birthday me and Mum were sitting here and then the doorbell rang and Mum said, oh my goodness, what's that? I said, someone at the door. I thought Dan was coming back. And it was our neighbours. So they come in, they met Mum, and yeah, it was very, very lovely. She was like, I know you like your plants at the moment because you have vases everywhere. I'm like, I do. So yes, I had a lovely, lovely orchid. I didn't know whether it was an orchid or a patchouli, but it is indeed an orchid. I also have behind me my flowers from Brogan, Liam and Teddy. You guys would have seen me opening that. That would have been opened in the birthday vlog. I would have jumped back in time for that. So yes, I had lovely flowers and a balloon from them also. And then from one of my mama's friends, Sue's, honestly, I howled when I opened this because I was like, ah! First off, chocolates. Your girl loves chocolates. Who doesn't love chocolates? But she got me some socks, and not just any socks, guys. I have 5 pairs of Highland cow socks. We have one. I think these are probably my favourite ones. I absolutely love them. So I am well and truly stocked up for me Highland cow vibes. Let's just say that. These are going to be perfect coming into the autumnal months because I am someone who does like to coordinate everything with the seasons, whether that be lingerie in form of the colours, your socks to do with the prints. That is a bit of me. So thank you very much for those. And then from a very good friend also, guys, me and Dan still can't believe that this was achieved. We saw this, I thought it was in Leeds. Dan reckons it was in Camden, in like a vintage marketplace. And it had like all your retro toys, your clothes, your records, everything like that. And it was 94 and 96. And I was like, damn it. And I found it online, but I couldn't find one for sale. It was just kind of like in, say, the Harrods archives. When you type in 1995 Harrods annual bed, this is what would come up. I think Dan found one, but his ear was ripped. And I was kind of like, maybe not. But I actually have my own Harrods 1995 bear. Oh my God. I don't know where to put him because you need to go somewhere special. I don't want it that anyone and everyone can get to you. So I feel like you might actually go in the filming room. You're too nice to be a bed teddy. I feel like you could go in the filming room and you're either going to go on a shelf, you could go on the unit, or you could sit in the Scandals with Shan chair. That could be a show. Do you want to sit in the Scandals with Shan chair? I think that's where it's going to be its new home. But yeah, I was, honestly, when I opened this, I was just like, how on earth has this been obtained? So, thank you. I'm not going to say people's names here of people who have sent me stuff, just in case, like, people might not want their names. But I did say that I would give Susie a shout out. So, thank you very much, Susie. Right. From one of my friends at work, I saw this and I was like, she brought it in a bag and I was like, I'm not going to open it till I get home. And then I was looking at it and I'm like, I can't wait, I'm going to open it. And I opened it and I was so shocked. It's a light up jar, my lovelies. And it says, happy birthday, Shannon, 30 and fabulous. I blooming love this. This, I think, is going to go on the unit. And she also picked me up a matching ornament, and she said it can go around the top of the bottle, or I can have it as like a hanging feature. And I think I'm going to have it as a hanging ornament because it's a personalised happy birthday, Shannon, 30 and fabulous, exactly like what the glass bottle says. So I was very, very happy and grateful with that. I was like, oh. And I went down and I said to her husband, thank you so much for my present. And he was like, she sorted it all, I can't take the credit. I was like, it's always the way, isn't it? Majority of the time, the women are the one that sort the gifts, and the men are either just the one to say, yep, take my half or pop my name on it. But yes, I was very, very thankful for that. And again, I've got my little, I don't know where I'm going to put it. I want to hang it so that I can see it. Again, it could probably be the filming room. This, I definitely feel is going to be in the living room. It could actually go in there. I'm already finding places for stuff, guys. One of our old neighbours, when I went down to pick mum up, they come up and they was like, happy birthday, girl. I was like, thank you. A little bottle just to get going. So this is going on the ever-growing drinks trolleys. And you know what? The drinks trolleys are just going to keep growing and growing. We do like a little bit of a tipple in this house. Is that wrong? No. We don't smoke. We don't gamble. Well, we have a little bit of a flutter every now and again. I like a little bit of online solitaire. Dan will do a bit of football betting sometimes. And we like a little bit of a tipple. I don't think there's anything wrong in that. And another bottle is definitely not going to hurt. That will be going, I think it will go on, yeah, that trolley. We've got a second drinks trolley, but it's kind of just for our DVD box set at the moment and the remote control holder. It's not really a drinks. We've only got the one at the moment for the drinks. And then my girl from Wales, Keely and Tom, who we will be seeing in August because we're doing Ninja Warrior. I have never ever seen this, but it is a card, happy birthday, and there's a lovely message on there, but it's 2 bits of carrot cake. And guys, I have been craving carrot cake, and I was like, I'm not eating it until I film the video. Well, best believe tonight with my dinner, I will be having a slice of carrot cake. I love this. I think this is such a cool concept. And I said to Dan, I'm going to tear the front half of the card off because it's got a lovely message in it. And we cannot wait to have a catch up. As I say, it won't be long, in August. It's going to be a very eventful day having to go Ninja Warrior, and I don't know quite how I'm going to survive, but I'm all here for the laughs. I'll just be there with me adventure camera like, woo, go guys, whilst I'm getting more and more like Peppa Pig. Oh God, you're sliding off there. Sliding off. Now, you guys know me. You know I love art. I love creativity. I love blooming everything. One of my lovelies messaged and said that she'd made me something. And I was like, okay. And she said, I'd like to give it to you for your birthday. And I was like, that's ever so kind. So we was communicating and we've been chatting. God, I think I've known this lovely, it's got to be about 2-3 years from the channel. And if you saw the thing, I couldn't actually get into it. She had wrapped it so blooming well because she didn't want it to get damaged. And she said, it's a little bit of everything of you. And I was like, okay. And guys, when I opened this, I was like, I actually cannot believe someone has done like a vintage artistic whirlwind of Shannon. Like for me, it gives me like Jacqueline Wilson vibes. Who remembers the illustrations on the front of those books, like Dustbin Baby, Tracy Beaker, Double Act? It gives me that vibe. And when I looked here, I was like, I love that. So I have an aeroplane, because we love to travel, with Shannon Sweetheart, because she always calls me Sweetheart. We have Living Life, Shannon Down Freedom, and the Freedom is a camper van. I'm like, yes, please, that's what we're manifesting for the next decade. There's Gingerbread Men, because obviously at Christmas, you go loves Gingerbread Man. There's a beer and a cocktail. I'm thinking the beer's more Dan and the cocktail's me. However, me and Dan were partial to both. If I sometimes fancy a beer and it'll be on the cocktails, we're not fussy, are we? There is a suitcase with USA, and I was talking to Brogan earlier, and she was like, I really feel you're going to do America next year, like a big road trip. And I'm like, don't, because I would love to. Will finances allow it? We don't know, but that is definitely something on the list to do the Deep South. Of course, Dan also wants to do Florida and everything. I don't think I'd be able to get like, I mean, ideally, if you wanted to do America, I feel like to do all the bits and bobs and go to your places, you're going to need a good 6 to 8 weeks. Yeah, I don't think we'll get that off of our workplaces. So it's about trying to decide where to go and what to do and try and make the most of it. So who knows? USA could be there. Lush Bath. You know me, I love my bath bombs. There is also a couple of handbags there, and one was a Vivienne Westwood, which when I saw it, I was like, oh my God, Viv's in there. There's candy canes and bed socks and presents. There is even my flaming hot Cheetos with a few of my sayings, all okay, and oopsie. And then there is a huge portrait of me when I had me blue hair. As I say, it's thinning a little on top at the moment. We're still in the hair care routine, but guys, look. I don't want to bring it in because it's got the glare on it, but can you just see that? Let me get my head out of the way. The artistic vibes, I cannot wait to put this up. And Dan's like, right, where are we putting it? And I'm like, I don't quite know. So it has a hook on the back, and it also has, oh no, it's got to go upwards. So it'll be up there, and I don't know where to put it. It's got to be somewhere. I feel like it could go filming room. You guys, you're giving me artwork for the filming room. I'm loving this. But yes, that, I was so shocked when I opened that. And thank you so much for the, like, just putting the time into it to think of things that sum up me. And I'm just like, oh my God, that is everything that does sum up me. Right. Another one of my lovelies got me a little selection. Bailey's Luxury Fudge. I mean, if you know me or you don't know me, hi, my name's Shannon. I absolutely love any form of cream liqueur, whether it be Bailey's. We've got Cool Swan. I've picked up from a couple of Aberfalls. We have a Penderyn one. Anything cream liqueured, I'm there. And Bailey's, every single flavour going, I am there. We also got a little card game because me and Dan actually love playing cards, but these are kind of conversation card games. We done one years ago, and then all of a sudden it was kind of like we kept seeing them pop up on Shein and Temu, and we said, you know what, we'll give them a go. And when you're bored one night and you're just sitting there and you think, I don't know what to do, grab a card game. They've got so many various questions, scenarios, date night ideas. Honestly, absolutely love stuff like this. They also know me so well because my wardrobes, what are they? Wardrobe dehumidifier, freshener pouches. I needed a new set. So one will be going in the lingerie and the other two will be going into the double wardrobes. But Citron Maya Lemon, absolutely love that. And then I saw the bag of this and I was like, no, that's too much. And then I opened the box and I was like, stop it. So a lot of the stuff, I have actually ended up getting a little bit of jewellery this time, my lovelies. And I've not worn it yet because I wanted to do the video. So if you see the birthday vlog and I'm like, I'm going to wear that. And then you think, she hasn't even worn it. It's because I wanted to film this. But best believe it will definitely be getting worn. It will be getting taken away with me. And oh, these, my lovelies, I finally got proper pearls. You know me, I live and die in my Primark pearls. They're handy just to chuck on for work, done, dusted. But these are sterling silver pearls. Let me just pop it, because I've took it out now. I've made a right balls up with this, and there we go. Look at these. They are the most perfect shape. They're not too big, they're not too small, they're just perfect. And I was so thankful. When I opened it, I was like, I got pearls. Oh. We may have Dan walk halfway through in this, my lovelies. I don't quite know what the time is because he's on the late shift, so he might be popping in here and there, but we will carry on as always. And then the last box I opened, also within this box, Dan had a man shed sign, which he is now itching to get that new shed up. We need to clear the garden because he's gained tons of wood. And our neighbours just cut down their tree next door, so we've gained even more wood. Which we shouldn't be complaining because wood is good. That means it's an expense covered over the winter periods. But we need to clear the garden. And at the minute we cleared it, and there's blooming wood everywhere now. So yes, that's our problem at the moment. But Dan had a Dan the Man's Shed. So he cannot wait to stick that on. And with this bundle, Mama G got her chocolate caramels, I believe it was, and a little donkey. And Dan actually got a little bottle of whiskey that was made 9 miles from where these lovelies live in sunny Scotland. So, lip balm. You know me, guys. Love a little bit of lip care. And with this one, it's minty goodness in a Highland Cow can, there we are. Highland Cow tin, but the mintiness, it's like polos, like edible. I could eat this. I wouldn't advise to eat it, but I could eat it. There was also a Highland Cow vase you guys would have seen me open if you saw the birthday vlog. That I've currently got in the bathroom. I've put it in there because I thought it matches and marries in with the theme because I have the Highland Cow canvases in there. So I have that. I'll put a little picture or a little side video of that so you can see that. And then I got my favourite sweeties. I got me Iron Brew pastels and also some new ones I haven't seen or tried. Iron Brew humbugs. So I was very, very happy because these are like my go-to road trip sweets. And I feel like we're going to have quite a few road trips at the moment. So these are going to come in very, very handy. I loved this. It actually does smell like autumn. I got an Autumn Leaves air freshener, Highland Cool. Look at that, guys. I can't wait. I'm going to actually wait until I get the car all cleaned inside and out, and then I'm going to put my nice new air freshener in the car. Oh! This I feel is going to go in the hallway somewhere because if you know me, donkeys are like my nan to a T. They're almost like a spirit animal. When my nan was alive, she absolutely loved donkeys. And whenever we see a donkey or anything donkeyfied, I can't lie, I normally pick it up. I really do because they hold a big sentiment. And when we go to farms and see donkeys, you'll always get that one donkey right over the end. And I don't know what it is. I say to Mum, I must be a donkey whisperer. It comes over and I'm like, Nan, is that you? Honestly, I feel like my nan is reincarnated as a donkey. And when I saw this, I was just like, oh. And I love the quote, why fit in when you can stand out? And you know what, my lovelies? That is so true. If everyone fitted in with everyone and everyone was the same, it would be a very boring life. But, yeah. I want this somewhere, I say in the hallway or filming room. I don't know. But I love that. A little bit of Nana. And then I also got a cow statue. I don't know where to put this. I feel this could potentially go on the shelf in the hallway. Because, let me get it out. This just, it's like autumn leaves all over again, my lovelies. Let's get it. It's got a little pine cone acorn top on it. But look at how cute. Sorry, my lovelies. I remembered the battery was flashing. I remembered this time before it deleted my footage. See, I'm learning. But I feel this could go on the little shelf in the hallway. So as you come in and you look up at the mirror, you're going to see the Highland cow directly looking back at you. So yes, honestly, absolutely love them. I am beyond grateful for everything that I've been given from family, friends, work colleagues, but also with you guys, because I'm just someone you sit and watch on your screen. But I've genuinely made so many proper friends over here. And as I say, some of you guys I've been talking to for years. I can't even remember how long or how far it's been since you followed me in the channel. So for you guys to come along and you're like, I remember your 25th birthday. And I'm like, oh my God, when I very first started. Wow. And now look at me here at 38. I didn't think I'd be sitting in a house at 30. I did think 30th would be my last birthday at mum's. I really did. But, I mean, here we are. We're definitely not complaining. We are living life and doing it as best we can. I think next, I'm going to show you what I bought myself as a birthday treat. Just you wait. You couldn't get more polar opposite if you tried, my lovelies. Oh my goodness. So, my main birthday present to myself was the Insta360 X4 camera. That was my main present because I thought, you know what, I wanted to invest in a bit of new tech, and that I'd had my arm for a while. I'd done my research and I thought, you know what, treat yourself. So that was my main one. That was my main birthday bit of tech. Shan, happy days. That was all I was going to get. And then this come back in stock. And you're looking at it and thinking, well, it ain't a pair of boots. Guys, if you've been with me, as I say, from last year, I done, I think, an Instagram post on it. And I was like, oh, is this bag not just a bit of meat? And you guys were like, you need it. Well, I missed that. It went out of stock. And then it come back in stock. I feel like I saw it September, October. It come back in stock around Christmas and I missed out again. And then I had an email, I think it was beginning of March, that it had come back in stock. And I was like, you know what? It's third time lucky. Bloody give it a go. And I got it. So this has been sitting in my wardrobe since March because I'm like, no, I'm not using it until it's my birthday. So this was a little bit of a win. But I knew that if I didn't get it there and then, I could miss out for the third time. So what I got myself, my lovelies, she's beautiful, but she's bloody huge, was the Doc Martin overnight bag. Now this, I believe, is the first of its kind. The thing that really sold it to me, it wasn't just like a overnight travel bag. There's an element at the bottom to put your docs in. And I was like, stop it. It is a blooming struggle to get in and out of the bag. I can't lie. I'll have to have Dan's help to try and get it out, get it back in for me. But I don't know. I believe this has gone back out of stock now. And I don't know if there is going to be any more stock releases of it. But I've blooming got my hands on it this time. So, my lovelies, you're probably thinking, okay, but the sheer size of this, like, it actually doesn't do it justice. It doesn't look that big in the camera. Or does it? But this is huge. And at the bottom, you unzip. God, it's heavy and all. Oh, me arm. Whew. You unzip this bottom bit and it comes up for you to put your Doc Martens in. So it has all of these elements in. I have a big shoulder strap. However, I don't think it's going to be a shoulder strap bag. This is definitely going to be a handle bag. It has so many compartments, zips, everything, pockets here, there and everywhere. So as much as I would love to take this abroad with me, this is not an abroad bag. It is, however, my road trip bag. So now, whenever we go on UK road trips, and I don't want to take the case, my baby's coming with me. Oh, I just love her. I can finally use you now. And I think your first road trip is going to be to Stratford upon Avon towards the end of the month. Yay! So as I say, my main one was my camera. However, when this come back in stock, I was like, I need this. Like, I can't not get this. And I could have missed out for a third time, but I was lucky enough to get my hands on the stock. Now, I ordered this 2 days before my birthday. And this was not something that I had in mind. However, I received an email from Loungefly. And if you know me, I love Loungefly. I've got 2 or 3 Beauty and the Beast ones. I've got a Corpse Bride one. I've got a Queen backpack. Queen is in the rock band, not Her Late Majesty. And they said they was doing a 90s revival. And when I tell you I saw this, I was still laying in bed. It was about 4:30 in the morning. Dan was asleep. I saw this 90s revival. I clicked on this email. And when I saw what it was, I was like, oh! I need it. The inner kid in me just come out. I was like, no, I need this. I've got to get it. And it said you could have it in time tomorrow. I was like, oh my God, 1-day delivery. Yes. So the first thing I got was an item of clothing, which I can't lie, guys. I think I want the whole set. This is dangerous. The shirts, okay, I could probably get away with getting the whole set. The bags, it's going to start getting pricey. It's the room. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to build a shelf just for this collection. So the range that they done was a childhood classic, a childhood favourite. And something that resonated with me because I had an Uncle Joe, I had a Granddad Joe. And one of the characters I would get called because I was the smallest and the youngest within my family. Poe. Loungefly done a Teletubby collab. I just, I couldn't not. So I got myself the flannel shirt. Which has Poe just chilling there, and it also has, where are we, the screen that changes. It has Nunu. I don't know if it'll come through. You see that, guys? I don't know if it actually shows up, but it goes from them with Nunu and then when they're speaking to the phone. And on the back we have Teletubbies. I know I will get absolutely slated and rinsed for this in the comments. My inner child come out in me, okay? And my inner child was like, you need this. And then the main thing that I saw, I was like, oh my God. I couldn't not. Guys, it's a Poe backpack. And on the back, Poe. Inside is Teletubby galore. It is Teletubby galore. It's all of them dancing. They didn't have a purse to match this, which I was a little bit sad about, I can't lie, but I'm hoping they might add to it. However, it said that this bag lit up. Okay. I didn't realise it was rechargeable because I thought, oh God, what happens once it dies? So you know how Teletubbies used to light up? So does the bag. You are never ever going to lose me in my life now because I've got a light up Teletubby backpack. When I showed Brogan this, she was like, I'm here for it. And Dan was like, I'm really not. And I was like, hey, this is my childhood. So, yes, me and Brogan like it. Dan, I think it will grow on him. I feel like the next one I would like to get is Lala. And then I would like Tinky Winky and then Dipsy. I am going to be, that's all I'm going to put on my Christmas wish list. When Mum and Dad and Dada, when Mum, Dada and Dan say, what would you like for Christmas? I'll be like, I don't want anything except a backpack, please. And I know Dan will be like, hell to the no. But guys, and you know what? He said, where on earth are you going to wear that? You want to take me to theme parks? This would fit in lovely with Legoland and Chessington and Alton Towers. I can ride me Postman Pat with me Teletubby on me back. I don't think you could get any further apart in gifts in terms of technology, a camera, which the camera I can use with one of Dan's birthday presents, which, so excited. A adult overnight bag for grown-up trips away, you know, when you're checking into your hotel and you've got your big hold-all. And then when you go out to theme parks and you've got a Teletubby Poe backpack and shirt on. I'm not mad about it, guys. I'm not mad. So they were my presents to myself for... It's not been the easiest year, I would say. It's definitely been a struggle. It's definitely been very, very rocky and up and down, like with house things and financial worries. But you know what? We've mustered through. And I think that goes to show it doesn't matter how pooey things can get sometimes. We can all muster on, we can all chip in, and we can all get everything on the right path. And you're not going to please everyone in life, and people will always have their opinions and feel like they need to be involved with people's lives. But no, I think as I have got older now, well, no, because I had this attitude, I think, from probably mid-20s. If you bring nothing to my life apart from ag or unwanted comments, you're not going to be a part of my life. And I would rather have a very, very small circle and then a large group that has drama. And no, that's not a bit about me. I just like my little close circle. We know where we stand with each other. If there's a problem, we spell it out. We get it all sorted. We're not rude. We're not derogatory. We're not condescending. We speak to each other with respect. Even if we're so irate in the group, we still speak to each other with respect. And yeah, I think that's definitely a thing. Now I'm coming into a new decade. I didn't stand for it in my late 20s, and I sure as hell ain't going to stand for it now. But yes. So I am expecting in the comments, what on earth are you doing buying a bloody Teletubby backpack? Look, I satisfied my inner child, and that's all that needs to be said. Okay, I'm wedged. I am wedged. So the next lot of presents are from Mama G and Dada. So they got combined presents, but they had one present each that was solely from them. So with Dada, he was like, what do you want? And I was like, I don't know, books. And he was like, oh, I get your books all the time. And I'm like, there's a set that I've seen. It's normally in a paperback, and I found they do it in a hardback. And he's like, okay. And I said, it is The Cult or A Cult of. Dada doesn't really read, so he didn't know what it was. But I sent him a picture and he was like, okay, they look cool books. When they arrived, I did not think they was going to be this big. Honestly, I thought they would be the size of the paperback version, but just in a hardback. And they are not. So my present from Dada alone, this is Dada's solo one, was The Cult of Rose and Thorns, A Cult of Wings and Ruin, Mist and Fury, Frost and Starlight, and Silver Flames. This is the hardback collection. And guys, the packaging is just, oh, stunning. I don't know whereabouts this is going to go in the bookcase. I have a feeling I might actually put it up in the Scandals with Shan bit because this is gorgeous. And yeah, as I say, the paperbacks are probably like 2/3 of the height of this. I really didn't expect to have that as the hardback version. So I don't know when I'm going to read these, because if anyone has read these, sometimes with box sets people say, oh, you need to have a break between the books, or some people are like, no, you need to binge the whole lot together. What do I do with the Sarah J Maas books? Is it a case of binge the whole lot, or read one, flip over to something else, come back to it? Are they all connected? Do I have to read it in this order? A Court of Thorns and Roses, A Court of Mist and Fury, A Court of Wings and Ruin, A Court of Frost and Starlight, and then A Court of Silver Flames. Do I have to read this in this order? Let me know if anyone has these. What are they like? What was your favourite? But yeah, I was very surprised when they come through the post. I was like, what on earth is that big? And it was the book. So I was like, jeez. So yes, that was Dada's solo present. Thank you very much. And then Mum's. Now, if you'd have watched the video, I was really confused with this one, because me and Dan saw this in Camden last year before, and we was like, when all the house is finally finished, not the outside, when the interior is finished, and all of the artwork up, we're going to leave the last bit of artwork to be our eyes. And it is a place called Iris Galleria. Now, they have them in Camden, and we also saw that they did them as well in Amsterdam. So, I opened this and thought, is that my eye? Like, have they done my eye? And I was like, oh, if it is, it's lovely, but I would have loved the experience. And then Dan and Mum were kind of like, and I'm like, what's going on? And then the whole story come about. Do you remember when Dan popped off for those 5 hours, my lovely, and he said, don't check my location because it's going to give away what's happening? And I'm like, okay. And he was like, don't really call much because I'm going to be busy. And I'm like, everyone said he's throwing you a party. I was like, he wouldn't do that because he knows I don't like parties. Well, as it transpires, my lovelies, he took Mum up to Camden to get her eye done. So they was telling me all of the story. He said he couldn't park down Mum's street because obviously I would have saw it on her Ring doorbell. He said I parked miles up the road. Mum obviously poodled off because I was like, damn it, I need to see on the day if she's got this. But they poodled off. They went up to Camden. They told me all the experience, how it goes. It was basically like an eye test from what I gather. And they went to the food markets up Camden. They had a few drinks and they had a day out. And I was like, hold on a minute. I'm sitting at work. I was calling Mum, being like, Mum, I don't know what he's doing. I don't want it to be a party. And she said, he wouldn't do that. He knows you don't like it. And I'm like, but what on earth is he doing? And she's like, oh, I don't know. He's probably just out for a bat. He don't want you to ruin a surprise. And all the while, them two are sitting in a pod at Camden, having a little bit of lunch, having a drink, and they've got this. So I was very surprised. I can't lie, guys. If you'd have seen my reaction, you'd have been like, what is going on? But this is Mum's left eye. And this is basically what Iris Galleria does. It takes your eye, and then you can do so many different things with it. So Mum obviously had a solo. I also have a digital copy of Mum's eye, so I can have it reprinted or anything like that. But me and Dan was looking at where they make the eyes and they combine it into an infinity sign. Obviously, I have an infinity tattoo on my neck, and infinity is a big thing with me and him. So that, I think, could be the style that we're going to go for. But I believe you can have up to 6 people in one. But yeah, I really was like shocked, because I was like, hold on a minute. And Mum said with her eye, it went all speckly at the end. She was like, so I've got a distorted eye. I was like, oh, okay. And then she made a bit of a morbid joke, and I thought, oh God, what a way to ruin the mood, Mother. But yeah, that was a very big shock. And I was like, now it makes sense, because if I'd have seen Dan at Camden, I would have thought he's either going to the vintage market for clothes or Doc Martens, or he's at Iris Galleria. But I wouldn't have known what he was doing at Iris Galleria. I would have thought he was just taking pictures of us in and being like, can you zoom it in and do the eye? But no, he was taking mum. So that was a lovely, lovely surprise. And yeah, so I've got brand new books from Dada and a bit of artwork from Mama G. And then the rest are mum and dad combined. This is probably where mum went out and got quite a bit and then said to dad, this is your half, this is what you've got, put your name on some tags. Because Dada doesn't really like shopping, so I think some of these shops he could have gone to, but not all of them. This made me die. It's a fan, and it says, I don't sweat, I sparkle. I love this motto. I was like, you know what? This is coming Mexico with me, because you can never go wrong with having a handheld fan. I don't sweat, I sparkle. So, yes, that was a very good little gimmicky one. I did think that mum might have gone down the path of how when I was 18 and 16 and 21 with the photo frames, the albums, the glasses, but she was like, no, I didn't want to do all of that. She said I wanted to just get you stuff that she knew I'd either seen or been at and saw, or just stuff that I can keep. So, where do I start? An essential, another water bottle. And they know how much I love my water bottles. Oh, I think there we have a visitor. This is very much needed because my last water bottle actually broke on me. So yes, I've got a brand new water bottle. Speak of the devil and he shall appear. We're just doing mum and Dada's presents. Okay. That's why the house is a bit of a tip with presents galore.
That's fair.
And then yours I'm doing last. But yes, did you have a good day at work?
Yeah, it's just work, you know. It's what it is. Thank you for sending over that thing for me.
That's absolutely fine. Okay.
I've got somebody going, I've got it! I've got it! I was like, no worries. So, thank you.
That's okay. And then, of course, vinyl. Guys, you know I love a bit of vinyl. And there was only 2 that I'd asked for. And mum said, okay, I'll see if I can pick them up. And then I got an email from HMV. I think they went down to about half price. And I was like, Mum! I was like, have you got the vinyl yet? She said, maybe. I was like, well, it's gone down to half price. I feel like she'd already got it. So I feel she'd done a take back, rebuy, and get 2 for the price of 1. But it's Teddy Swims, guys. And you guys know, me and Dan have seen him. We saw him before he blew up in the little O2 at Shepherd's Bush. And I cannot wait to add this to my collection because, oh, love Teddy Swims. And so does Mum. Mum's got his albums now. That's the one that she'll have a little blare out. She wants to listen to a bit of music. So yes, I did get some vinyl, which vinyl for me as well is like a classic present. Christmases and birthdays, it doesn't matter what genre, what artist, there's always a new little bit of vinyl being added to the collection. Let's go on to some shoes because I'm thinking there's a lot of collections here. These are probably my 4th pair of Converse. 4th of the plain white because I don't know what it is. I keep them clean for months and months and months. And then I don't just get them a little dirty. I will go somewhere and they get absolutely obliterated. So then they become like my DOS shoes if I'm just out going for a walk over the park. So they very kindly got me some new Converse. Pristine crystal white. These, I thought, oh yeah, these can be great for going away. No, because it's going to be very busy. So these are for special occasions. Special occasions or like dinners. You know when you can dress up like a little dress with some Converse? That is the vibe. These, I was very shocked at. I saw a pair online. They was the Chuck Norris platform red snakeskin. And I went to order them and they blooming went out of stock. So Mum was like, right, I'm going to go on the hunt and try and find some quirky Converse for you. I was like, okay, you do you. And then she come up with these ones. And I was like, you know what? They're actually really funky, Mum. They're like a grey, monochrome, black and white tie-dye. I was like, okay, Mum, check you out. And then, kind of loving Converse at the moment as I'm getting older. Converse and Vans, I'm like, yes, please. I saw these online and I called Mum, and this was just before I saw the Teletubby backpack. And I was like, I'm going to get myself a pair of shoes, but don't shout at me because they're really kiddie. And she said, what are they? And I said, Tom and Jerry Converse. And she went, I don't think you need them just yet. And I was like, oh, she's already got them. She's already got them. Guys, look at this box first off. So Tom and Jerry has been going for 85 years. So before my 30 years, 55 years they've been going. And, oh, these I will be wearing with my Teletubby stuff, okay? I am going to be a typical 90s walking baby. But if you see these, they're in shoe. And it says on the tongue, 85 years of Tom and Jerry. So that's your tongue. It's in very, very light iridescent pink. But look at the actual trainer. It is all of the illustrations of Tom and Jerry over the years. And I'm sorry, I'm just like, oh my God, these are probably better. Actually, they are better than the Chuck Norris ones because this again is my childhood. Tom and Jerry, Sylvester and Tweety Pie. Oh my God, Converse, please do Sylvester and Tweety Pie. Oh my God, that would be a collab I would love. Oh my God, do Loungefly do Tom and Jerry backpacks? No, I need to stop because I'm going to then be looking for Teletubby shoes, Tom and Jerry backpacks. Rein it in right now, Shan. You're an adult. Stop spending unnecessarily. We're out of the birthday mode. We can't use the excuse it's my birthday month now. That's gone. We've got to get back to real life. But I love these. And yeah, when she was like, no, I don't think you need them just yet. That's Mum's code for, I've got you, now drop it. So I was like, when I opened that, I didn't think the box would be like that though. I thought it would just be a normal Converse box. When I saw it, I was like, ah! Definitely, I think I will be keeping you in the box because that is very funky. And then my last pair of footwear, my lovelies, I was very, very spoiled in terms of footwear. And it's a box that we all love. And when I saw these, I was like, oh my God, I've got new boots. And I knew I'd had, obviously, my bag that I bought myself. And when I opened them, I love Doc Martens, whether it be the 3/4, the normal eyelet ones, the loafers, the Chelsea boots. But my Chelsea boots, I've got like the cherry red ones. They're worn because I literally wear them to death. They are my go-to for driving. They're my go-to for long distances. Even sometimes for a hike or a walk. Not a hike up a mountain. I'm not doing that. But just over the country park, I will chuck my DMs on. There's 2 colours that I'm missing in my Chelsea boots. And now I'm only missing the black because they got me the tan. Look at that. These are going to be my best ones. I'm not going to batter these. However, these are like a very mottled effect on them. But that doesn't mean they get battered. As I say, my cherry red ones are well and truly loved at the moment. But with those, they're going to be good ones. And then I'm going to keep my eye out if the black ones go in the sale as well. Because I would like the matching sets to them. Because the black ones you can get with either white fur or the black fur. So I shall see which one I can find. This did make me laugh. If you know the house tour, you know I've already got it. Mum was like, damn it. I was like, it's not a problem. I think this is going to go in the hallway on the shelf so that I've got 2 Highland cows everywhere. Or it could actually go in the bathroom. Oh, that's a shame. It could go in the bathroom. We'll see. But yes, I got another Highland cow set. Mum was like, I didn't realise you'd had it. I was like, that's fine. She walked straight in and was like, damn it. I was like, you clearly didn't see it over Easter then, did you, Mother? Right. Let's go with some bags that I haven't had for a while because there's nothing really that's been catching my eye with Swarovski. And I used to love Swarovski. First off, the classic blue swan has gone and they've gone into like this funky colour, iridescent vibe, which I don't mind. It's actually really funky, but I'm used to the original blue. So I was very, very lucky and got some new Swarovski to add to my collection, which I'm actually in the process of putting the Swarovski in the cabinet, guys. So I'm like, oh. This, oh look, it's a little pink cat. If you're not into Swarovski, you're probably looking at this and thinking, what an absolute waste of money, what toot. That's absolutely fine. You do you and I'll do me, but I've loved collecting Swarovski ever since I was about 16. And my collection is quite extensive, I'm not going to lie, because it's always a go-to for birthdays and Christmases. However, the last few years over Christmases, they haven't really done anything new. And some of the designs that did come out new, I wasn't really vibing with, to be honest. So I haven't had Swarovski, I'm going to say, for a good couple of years. But of course, I got it for my 30th. And is it this one? Yes. This, I was like, where on earth? How? I've not even seen this. It's an infinity sign. It is a crystal infinity sign. Oh my God. Stop growling. You'll get fed after the video. Sorry, my lovelies. Yeah, but when I saw that, I was like, ah. Mum was like, well, you've got your tattoo of it. And as I say, infinity is everything. I'm very, very excited to get that out. And then I was like, this is a big bag with a big box and it's green. Mum said, I asked them if we could have green because my birthstone is emerald if you're a May baby. And I'd seen these online and I said on a whim to Mum, I was like, oh my God, Chris Bears are 30 this year like me. And Mum said, what, all the bears you have? I said, all the bears, the Chris Bear collection, that's turning 30 this year like me. I was like, and they've got a limited edition set. Mum was like, okay, but when I saw it, you could only get it online. Mum said to me, do you know the trouble? Oh, sorry, my lovelies, I thought something just happened with the camera there. Mum said, do you know the trouble that I had trying to get this? She said, I went to store after store, and then I went back to the original. They had it, they reserved it, and I went and picked it up. And you're probably not going to be able to see them the greatest in here, but I will get it out. Let's have a look. Oh, what's this? Oh my God, they've even left the price in it. These have like come from the shop level. Okay, we're not going to look at the price because it's quite expensive. But it is the Chris Bears. You're really not going to be able to see them. I'll show you more in a house tour. But it's the 30th anniversary of them. So it's the 4 colours, the 4 shapes. And yeah, I'm thinking, what's that? It's because it was actually from the shop. So, I mean, that alone, I was like, wow. To have the other bits as well, I'm like, I've been very, very truly spoiled. So, yes, I've got a 30th anniversary Chris Bear set. And then I had like a little hamper bag. And they just stocked me up on some essentials. Some essentials that I'm always running out of. And then I'm always going to be needing. So, you know what? These came in very good use. And are going to be very, very handy for me. Let me grab the last of them out. Face wipes. And eyelashes. There's one more. No, there's 2 more. I say, definitely stocked up. So, ta-da! I have my classic eyelures, different ones though, dramatic and volume. And then I also have Eyelure Charmed, Adored and Treasured. I said to Mum, I haven't seen these. I feel like these are probably like from Savers because I actually don't mind a little bit of Savers for my eyelashes. Absolutely love them. And then she said, I see these ones, Eye Candy. I've never seen them before, but they are a very nice dramatic look. And then I've got some face wipes. Lemon, passion fruit, tea tree. As I say, I use my facial wash to get the majority of my stuff off, but sometimes it's just nice to have a little bit of a freshen up with a face wipe. So yes, essentials are well and truly needed. I'm going to go on to perfumes next because I was very, very lucky with perfumes as well. I also got Ariana Grande Cloud. So I have the heart-shaped one, which my friend got me from work. I believe it was for my birthday last year. But I've heard so much about Cloud. I smelled it and I was like, okay. So yes, I now have my own version of Cloud. Not my own version, my own bottle of Cloud. So I'm very, very excited to use that. And when I see this, guys, this is a Superdrug classic. And also, it's a holiday classic for me. So when I was little and we used to travel, I used to get miniatures on the plane. And on this minis one set, I got J-Lo. J-Lo Glow. You had Glow, Miami Glow, Glow After Dark. And Mum managed to pick up Miami Glow. So now I'm on the hunt. I know you can get the original Glow, but I haven't seen Glow After Dark. And from what I remember, it used to be a silver bottle. And it also has in it the actual J-Lo bracelet that you used to get. And if you know with Mum loves J-Lo live loops. So that's always normally a birthday or a Christmas or like a little treat I pick her up when Superdrug. Normally get them down to about 20 quid on a sale. So when I saw this, I was like, no way do they still do this. And she was like, I looked for the other one. I haven't seen it. If you see it online, pick it up. So yeah, I need to see if I can get Glow After Dark. But these are like my childhood, my holidays, everything wrapped in one. But moving away from reminiscing on my childhood once again, I got some really nice new adult perfumes. I got the Black Opium Eau de Parfum Glitter. Now, I smelt this in the shop when I was with Dan, and it's almost like marshmallows. And Mum loves original Black Opium. That's a little bit too heavy for me, I can't lie. But this, when I saw it, I was like, oh, Mum said, please tell me you haven't bloody got it. I was like, no, I haven't, but it was on my list. So now I have a lovely new bottle of opium. I'm going to put that there because I don't actually trust that. And then I also have YSL Yves Saint Laurent Eau de Parfum Intense. So I have normal Libra, but I smelt this on one of my friends at work and I was like, that is divine. I also believe they do Libra Intense Platinum, which is a silver, like a silver elixir bottle. If anyone has that, please do let me know what is the difference between the Intense to the Elixir Intense Parfum Platinum. I'm sure it's called Platinum. So yes, you know me, your girl loves a bit of perfume. So I was very, very happy about that. And then I had two other bags, which I haven't had for a while because I filled all my bracelets up, to be honest. But oh God, losing my handles here, guys. Pandora. I saw this and I was like, ah! Because I know Mum, I know that means I've got a bracelet. And I had a feeling I might get one because I had one when I was 16, 18, 21. And obviously you get the birthdays. And I thought 30 is the next big one. I wonder if I do. And I did. In there also was two little pens. Be kind and be you, which, you know what? I always blooming am. Please or offend, take me as I am, or watch me as I go. So they've changed the boxes with Pandora. It used to be like a lift-up cask, but now they're ones you have to pull from the bottom. So I got a collection of things, actually. The first off is a three-way charm dangle that is all to do with travels. So it has an aeroplane on there, it has a globe, and it has a little suitcase, which ties in with one of Dan's presents as well. So I was kind of like, oh, okay. I am loving this. Let me get that out so I know what I've shown. I also had a jewellery care kit Mum picked up because she was like, we'll get all of your bracelets out and we'll give them all a good polish up. I was like, you know what? That sounds like a plan, Mum. That does sound like a plan indeed. The next box, a lovely pink sparkle Murano charm. So with Pandora you can get beads, which is what that is, charms, which are your normal charms around it, and then you get like your dangle charms. So that again is another pink one. So this is just a glass bead, and I'm very OCD with my bracelets. I like them to have a form of like synchronization, and so that they're the same opposite. So I've done many collections over the years with my Pandoras of, right, droplet, bead, dangle, droplet. Like, I like to have it symmetrical. Can't lie, guys, these new boxes are blooming hard to get into. This one, again, everything infinity. It's an infinity charm. Canon. I'm still getting used to this, guys, on the focus. Can you see it? There we are. It's very different to my old camera with the focus. It takes a little bit longer and then it just like sharpens up. And I'm like, oh, okay. Let's have a look. Oh, jeez Louise, they are tight. I got rings. I cannot wait to wear these now. So Mum got me the wishbone ring and the band of hearts. As I say, this is definitely a shop that I don't think you would see Dada in. Our local Pandora's down where Mum lives, the queues, no chance would you get him. Are you wearing my snuddy? I've just looked and I see a big ray of sunshine and I'm like, that's my snuddy. I can't have anything on my own, can I? Yeah. He just takes it from me. I then got an emerald birthstone. I had one of these when I was 16 actually. And I like, look at that. It's just a ray of sunshine walking past. You didn't turn it outside into the rain?
No, it's pretty sunny out there.
Huh?
I put my one on there.
Oh, okay. You can keep that one on if you want.
That's right, it's a little bit short for me.
And then I got new earrings. So I got the matching emerald earrings to go with the charm. So I'm very much looking forward, as I say, getting some new jewellery on. And then, what's this one? Oh, I did like this. This is the Family of Life charm. I loved this. So when I was 21, one of my uncles gave me some money and I got a very similar one of these. A Family of Life, it was a charm, not a dangle one. It was like a 3D open patchwork heart. So when I saw that, I thought, that's cute. And the last little box had two in. And it's two that just scream at me. They are the Gemini and it's the droplet of the 30. So I'm opening these and I kept the other box till last because I was like, I opened the earrings and the rings first and I was like, oh, maybe I've just got jewellery. But I don't. I have tried this on to make sure that it fits. And it says family forever and always on the back. So when I was like, right, if I ever get another Pandora bracelet, what I'm going to get, I liked this open heart because it is, let me try and, I can't get it shut now again, my lovelies. I've got to definitely break this all back in because new Pandora takes forever to get back in. Where do we go? There we are. And it is the Infinity Family Heart Patchwork Bracelet. And yeah, it's inscribed on the back. And I looked at it and I was like, geez, that's tiny. But it is my size and they stretch over time and they mold to your wrist. So I was like, that's absolutely fine. So I was so happy that I have another little bracelet and there's going to be room spare on it, which I can add some bits from Dan's presents to, from future travels and also future little Christmas bits and bobs. And then my lovelies, did you think it was going to be my birthday and I weren't going to get any books? This, I know, Mum would have said to Dad, what ones do you think we should get her? And Dad would have just said, whatever. As I say, Dada's not really a reader. Mum does, but Mum's more like autobiographies and everything. However, this is a very collective mixture. So, I feel like Mum went on my Amazon wish list. I feel like she may have asked some of her friends to help her because she would not have known some of these if it was just. So the first one, I think she might have with this because she saw them when she was last down. She was like, you've got a lot of that Claire Douglas lady. I was like, I know, but this is her new one and it is The New Neighbours. They seem the perfect couple, but what are they hiding? And as I say, you know me guys, I love a new book. I still need to read the other ones first, but we're getting there. This one, I think she may have known as well, because she remembers when I picked this up, and this was one of the, I'd say it had to be in the first year that I picked up, and it was Girl 8. But this one is called Day 1, and it's by Abigail Dean. Very, very good writer. So I was like, okay. And then these are the ones that I think she might have had a little bit of help from with Amazon and trying to see where to source them. And it is A Lesson in Cruelty. What price would you pay for the perfect life? If you haven't got the gist of what my reading type is, it is normally crime, murder, true crime, thriller. I'm not really a lovey-dovey book or anything that deviates from thriller, murder and crime, to be perfectly honest. I was very happy about this because Lisa Jewell is an author that I actually have quite a lot of her bits and bobs. And I saw this and I'm like, I cannot wait to sink my teeth into this. And this is The House We Grew Up In by Lisa Jewell. Lisa Jewell? I don't know how you'd say it. Then, I'm looking forward to these. It's The Prison Doctor, Women Inside, The Final Sentence, and The Original Prison Doctor. This, I know, is, I don't know where she's got it. I don't know if someone's got it for her off Amazon and then she's sorted out whatever, but obviously it's come packaged because I saw it as a trio. I also love, in terms of like true crime and murder, the forensic side of it. Forensic psychologists, pathologists, certain doctor books I don't mind reading. So this, I think, is going to go with, do you remember, guys, when I read Stitched Up from Dr. Shahid Yusuf? And I've got a few other ones there. So, you know what? That is definitely going to fit right in with that. This one, now I can't remember if this was one that was on my Amazon or whether, I can't remember. But I feel like I've seen the cover of this, and it says, one passenger, one night, one road trip, one suspected serial killer behind the wheel. Survived the night, by Riley Sager. Riley Sager? If anyone's read this, please do let me know. And did I see it from Amazon? Where is this one from? I don't know. It's got very small writing, so okay. Looking forward to that. And then this one, I did see in Waterstones with Mum, and it was kind of like Hidden Valley Road vibes, like my excitement for it. And it's called If You Tell, and it says a true story of murder, family secrets, and the unbreakable bond of sisterhood. And I read this online, like the blurb and everything. And then when we went into Waterstones and I saw it, I was like, I need this book. And Mum was like, this was probably February time. And Mum's like, no more books. Wait till your birthday. But she must have recalled the title and picked it up, and this was the one I opened, and I was like, yes, I feel this could be one for me next month. Very small writing, a lot of chapters. I believe there's like, how many chapters do we have? It's the afterword, epilogue, 85 chapters. I'm looking forward to getting stuck into this. So yeah, I'm definitely having a book marathon. That means that I need to change up my bookcases. That means I need to sort out the Scandals with Shamroom bookcase. I'm just excited. However, so this little bag, Mum said, first off, do you like the bag? I was like, I love the bag. She was like, Waterstones. I was like, okay, I'll get that. She said, I saw one of your books in there, and I'd mentioned it to her, I'd read it, and I was like, you know what, it's not my usual vibe, but I really like the way the lady writes. And Mum could not remember the lady's name, and she said, I went to Waterstones, and I said to her, her name is something to do with Scotland. And it obviously got a bit of a, huh? And Mum's like, her surname is something to do with Scotland. And they was thinking, and then apparently one of the workers was like, Kathleen Glasgow. And Mum was like, that's it. And then they looked for the books, and Mum was like, no, she's read the pink one. But there was two more that was in the collection. I read Girl in Pieces February this year, and it was a very different book for me, but I loved the concept and how the lady wrote. So I was like, okay. And Mum said, is there any, like, she calls them non-murderous books? And I was like, the Scottish lady, or the lady whose name has Scotland in it, as Mum remembered her, I said, she's got a few more, but I don't know what they're about. But Mum said to me that still to do with the long sides of like addictions and not good things, but because I love the way that the author wrote in Girl in Pieces, she picked me up You'd Be Home Now and How to Make Friends with the Dark. If anyone else has read these, please do let me know. As I say, some people, I've read a few reviews and they're like, Girl in Pieces is the best out of the three, but I'm not going to diminish it. I'm not going to just pop it aside. Oh no, sorry my lovelies, she got me another one. The Glass Girl. So there's 4 of them in the set. Do apologise, I just looked at that and thought, oh, that's part of that. Now, she said I got this because she thought it was a picture book. She thought it was like a nice coffee table picture book and didn't realise it was an actual book. But I'm sure I've seen this on TikTok. So it is by Laura Nowlin and it says If He Had Been With Me, but it's the collector's edition. I feel like it's If He Had Been With Me and there's a part 2, but I can't remember what the part 2 is. However, how cute is that? And it's a sprayed edge. I haven't got any sprayed edge books. So it says, I love him in a way I cannot define. How cute is that? So, you know what? Maybe the love shelf will actually be filled out a little bit more. I say love. It's kind of like the ones that are not the true crime and the murder. That goes on the bottom shelf. Talking of true crime and murder, she got me Talking with Psychopaths, A Journey into the Evil Mind. She said she hasn't seen someone look at her so oddly when she was paying at Waterstones because she had quite a collective romance or light-hearted books with crime and then psychopaths. And I'm like, you know what? It doesn't matter because I get the same look sometimes when I go into Waterstones just for the sheer amount of crime books that I actually do pick up. But I'm not picking up anymore. I've got a good load of books to read and I cannot wait to sink my teeth into them. This one, however, I was so happy when I opened this because this has been on my eye for quite a while. And at the beginning, I thought it was going to be like a love book. I thought it was going to be like something just not my vibe. And then I read the blurb of it and I was like, okay, hold on a minute. So from what I gather, it's sisters. One of them has passed and then they come back and it's kind of like a thriller, I believe. It's very small writing. Jeez, but it's Blue Sisters. And I have actually had quite a few of you guys recommend this book to me in the past. So when I opened it, I was like, oh, yes. I actually don't know what one I need to start reading first, but I have it. And that's the main thing. Again, if anyone has read this or read any of the books that I've shown, please do let me know as to what they're like or what I can expect with them. Now, I loved this. Mum said, I don't know if you've got it. I said, I haven't. She said, I just saw it was signed by the author. And I was like, oh, that's different. And I was like, you know what? It is blooming different. Mum got me Chris Carter, The Death Watcher. But she got me a signed edition. I was like, okay, I have not seen this. And I mean, I'm not a Robert Hunter thriller. First he takes you, then he breaks you. I mean, I'm all here for this. And this could be something very different. It says the 13th chilling and adrenaline-packed Robert Hunter thriller from the #1 Sunday Times and multi-million copy bestseller author Chris Carter. I've never heard of this author. Has anyone read this? Please do let me know. And the last book, my lovelies, let me pop that there. Me and Dan saw this everywhere. This and another one of Butter. I don't know the whole thing with Butter, but we have seen that in Waterstones and in pretty much all your supermarkets for months. Can someone tell us what it's about? Because I don't know if it's just going to be about butter. That probably sounds really stupid, but it's like a Japanese front cover. And I'm like, I don't know like what it's going to entail. So if anyone has read Butter, it's kind of like got a cow on the front. Please do let me know as to what it's like, what the genre is and what the vibe is and if it's worth a go. Because me and Dan are actually really interested by that. And then I see this and I was like, Dan, have you spoke to Mum? Because again, me and Dan saw this book and we're near enough 70 chapters. This is a big, big book as well. And he was like, I might have mentioned this one to her. And I was like, okay. And it is Hunted. You can't save your kids, but can you stop them? This, again, you can get in hardback, but I don't know. Mum may have thought a little one. Actually, I don't mind a paperback now. I am getting a lot better because I don't break the spines. I'm a hell of a lot more careful than I am with a hardback. I can't lie. But remember when I would only read hardbacks, and then I started to miss out on so many books because they wasn't in hardback. So now I'm just being a little bit more careful. But this is basically a story based around Heathrow Airport with potential threats to society. FBI gets involved. This, I'm so excited to read this. I'm so excited to read all of them. I can't lie. I don't know which one I'm going to read first. But for now, let me push these down on the floor, make a bit of room, and then we can get in with what Dan got me. And I can't wait to tell you guys. Right, we're almost coming to the end, my lovelies. First off, I got 2 more books actually from 2 very little people who know me too well and know that if there's a book involved, I'm there. So I did get 2 new books. I got The Criminal Mind and Little Red Death. So yes, as I say, anything to do with books, they know that's me. So I was very, very thankful to receive a little present for some little people. And they was like, have you got this one? I was like, no, it's all good. They're actually brand new ones that I'd seen out with Dan. So I was like, someone's been paying attention, and I feel like it might have swayed to them direction, but I cannot wait again to add further books to the collection. Now, Dan's presents, my lovelies. Where do I start? I still am sitting on all my scratch cards. I've got 30 scratch cards that he got me, and I haven't yet opened them. So you know what? Tonight, I think I actually need to blooming open them because I could be sitting on a fortune. Probably not. I'm probably just still going to be sitting here as normal, but you never know, and you've got to be in it to win it. So actually, I'm going to pop that there, get a coin, and I'm going to scratch them after this video. Let's start. So on the Thursday night, you guys would have seen in the birthday vlog, he surprised me with the scratch cards, a bottle of my sparkling sake from Waitrose, a new flavour Bailey's, the toffee popcorn, which I said I was going to have a bit over birthday and I haven't. I'm actually going to keep it and have it, I think, once we're back from our little trip at the end of the month. Very excited to try that, my lovelies. And he also got me a 6-pack of steak McCoys because he knows me in a crisp form is a steak McCoy. Flame grilled steak McCoy all the way. All the way. And then, I'm not showing you what's in here, but I got a lovely black box with a white bow, which is a very, very favourite shop of mine. And yes, love a new bit of lingerie, guys. I'm a lingerie addict. Can't help it. It's just what I love to... I feel like lingerie is such a big thing. And if you feel good and you enjoy it and it's comfortable, wear it. Wear it for you. And if you've got someone there to take advantage or enjoy it with you, so be it. If you want to wear it for yourself, wear it for yourself. I done my biggest splurges on underwear when I was single. I went out, I think it was just before Dominican, and I went out, and I remember I come back and Mum was like, what on earth? I had a big Boo Avenue bag and I had a big Ann Summers bag, and I think probably very not adult-like looking back on it, being a reckless spender, but I think I spent about 600 quid. But I felt so happy. I had these new sets. They was comfortable. I felt confident in them. I love lingerie, even down to my fluffy bed socks. Everything completes the outfit, even a nice pair of PJs and a dressing gown. So yes, I've got a new little one, and obviously now I have my own wardrobe for it. So I'm like, I need to fill it up. May already start to be getting filled, but we're just not going to talk about that. I also got a very funny present of some socks. And these say, 30 years of being awesome, made in 1995. You best believe I'm going to be laying on the sofa with my glass of Bailey's, with me socks on, loving my life. And I got a new perfume. If you know Dan and me with perfumes, he started a trend now, and it is always the Carolina Herrera. So I have the original Good Girl, and I have, what other one do I have? The pink one, Pretty Good Girl. This is Very Good Girl. This is the red one. And apparently he said this is getting discontinued, which I'd be really gutted if it was being discontinued, because this is a blooming good perfume. This is a very good perfume because it's a very good girl. And now they're starting to bring out elixirs. So I have another one to add to the collection. And the shoe set is on the way of being complete. So when me and Dan, if you remember the vlog, we went to a whiskey distillery exhibition in London. And one of the places was called House of Rum, and it was to do with Diablo, which was the devil's share. And they done merch. But look at the back. Very demonic vibes. And I saw it and I was like, oh, and Dan was like, I've got one too. And I was like, stop it. He was like, I was really hoping you weren't going in the wardrobes when you just put the washing away, because if you'd have seen that, I'd have been like, oh, I didn't see you got a top. And then it would have ruined that he'd also got me one. Your favourite little bag. In the vlog as well, you hear Dan, he didn't realise how small this was. When Viv says mini, she mini, but she adorable. Guys, look. It is the Black Croc Effect, silver emblem, silver strap, mini. I don't believe this is a mini Joanne bag. I believe they just called it like a mini clasp. But for them days when I just literally need my phone, a bit of lip gloss, this is my bag to go to. And I can't wait to take it on its first little adventure. I talk about bags, you'll probably notice like they're people, like they have feelings. Because I do actually feel like bags. I see you looking at me, Poe. I know, darling, I know. Now this, I cannot wait to build. This I think is going to go on the dining table. But when me and Dan went to the log cabin last year, we went into York. And for York, we saw a terrarium shop. Well, if you're in like Kent or Essex, there's a shop in Bluewater where you can actually build your own terrariums. So that was what Dan got me. He got me a build your own terrarium kit. So this has charcoal, gravel, sand and stones. He also picked me up some soil. So we just now need to get the little plants, and that means a trip to a garden centre, which I'm very, very excited about. And he was also collecting rocks when we was in Snowdon, so we can put a little bit of Snowdon in our terrarium. So I cannot wait to do these. When I showed Brogan, she was like, what? I was like, I've got a terrarium. We was like, right, we need to build this pronto. So I'm very much looking forward to this, my lovelies. A nice little bit of greenery. I've really turned into greenery addict. I love flowers and plants around the house. So as I say, the fact I've got a new orchid, I've had lovely flowers from Brogan also, and flowers just all around. So yes, I'm very, very excited, very, very happy. This is like a little sentimental present, and I was kind of like, oh. She just drops it out of the packaging. And it was a little key ring of me and Dan from when we was at North Berwick. It was blooming freezing. I'm very blustery and windswept, but if you remember, I think it was Valentine's last year, he got me a key ring, and it was when we was at it was our first vineyard at Squirries, and that goes on the house keys. So now I have another one for the house keys. And then these were my main presents. I actually can't believe he's done this. You guys know I've done scuba diving only once, but I absolutely loved it. And when we go away now, I don't like snorkeling. I keep trying to do scuba diving, but not a lot of places do it. I thought they'd done it last year in St. Lucia, but it wasn't. It was Snowdon, where it's kind of like it's like the big, do you remember like the copper helmets that people have? They're like a plastic version, and it's called Snowdon. It sits on your shoulders, and then you go out trekking. And I was gutted. And then I said to Dan I was buying myself an adventure camera, and I was like, I'm going to get the dive bundle because I know in Mexico you can go scuba diving. And he was like, oh, okay, then no worries. And I got the camera, and he was really excited when I got this camera. And I thought, you don't normally get that excited about the tech that I buy. And he was like, okay, what can we do? Like the accessories. And I was like, well, it's the dive bundle. That's the case. And he was like, amazing. I showed him some of the footage on the website of people scuba diving and using it. And he was like, yes. Actually, the people were snorkeling, but it doesn't matter. I would just be rocking a scuba tank with my oxygen. And I opened this and I was like, what have I got? And I just thought, oh my God, like, I'm going scuba diving. No, he went one better. And I had a lovely little printed voucher in and a letter. And Dan has arranged, not just for me, for him as well. I'm so excited that he's doing it with me because we spoke about this a few years ago and he always said, nah, it's not really a bit of me, like that's more you. And I was like, oh, okay then. And he said, you can go off and do it, like I'll chill by the pool or whatever. And I was like, okay, like it's an amazing experience and I would love for him to experience it with me, like even if it was just going out for the day. But he's just smashed that out of the water. Guys, he's booked for me and himself to do an open water referral diving course. And we have to have 6 pool sessions, a theory test in the UK. And then we have to do 4 open water dives, of which we will be doing in Mexico, I believe. He said he hasn't finalised. They're trying to source like a centre out there of where it can go. And after we've done that, we will actually qualify and be fully qualified divers down to 18 metres worldwide. And then once we've got that, we can then go on and do advanced if we want to go further down, which I think is like 40 metres. He's bought for us to become qualified divers. And I was just like, oh my God. And he was like, so once we have that, the UK, abroad, we've just got to hire the equipment. We can say, there's our card, we're fully qualified, out we can go. And I was like, because on here it only said like for me. And I was like, are you doing it with me? And he said, yeah. And I was like, oh, we're doing it together. So I cannot wait. Scuba Shan is going to blooming get qualified and actually be able to say that she's a qualified diver. And Dan's going to be with me. I can't. I'm so looking forward to that. And then I was like, oh my God, now I know why you were so excited about the camera. He was like, can you imagine the footage? I'm like, ah! And then I had a little envelope with bars across it. And I'm like, we're going to be playing noughts and crosses, or what are we doing here? And it just said on the front, get ready. And I was like, okay, what's this for? And then it says, get ready for a prison ghost tour for 2. We've had a look at the locations. I believe he said it's north or south. I can't remember where it is, guys, but one of it is up north and the other one's down south. So we're going to see which one to go to. But yeah, we're going to a ghost prison tour, which if you watched, it's either the end of the bank holiday vlog or the end of Snowdon. We was talking about like mazes and prison tours. And I was like, oh, I'd love to, like, you can sleep in a prison or do a tour and go in the rooms. And then he got me that. And I was like, you knew me too well. And then the last one that I opened was, it threw me, like absolutely threw me. I actually got quite emotional. On the camera, you could see my eyes. Off camera, I was sobbing. And when I opened it, this was what I'd seen. Canon, oh please, come on for this. It says, fancy a trip away, get your passport. And I was like, okay. And then when I turned it over, Italy. And I was just like, what the hell? We're going to Italy? And then he said what part, and I was like, I had Amalfi Coast, Sicily, Rome, everywhere running through my head. And I was like, I don't know. Like, the fact that we're actually going to Italy, I've never been, and it's always somewhere I've wanted to go. And I was just like, I don't know. Like, it's so big. And he was like, Rome. And I was like, stop it. And then he was like, yeah, we go pretty soon as well. Like, we go in less than 2 weeks. I'm like, ah! Oh my God. Oh my God. It threw me completely, and I had to process it for a while, because Rome's somewhere I have always wanted to go. And the fact that Dan booked it for my 30th, it gives it a whole nother meaning to the reason, like, it was somewhere I'd always wanted to go, but never been allowed, to put it basically. It was always a place, say previous people were like, no. And I just never went. And even when I was solo traveling, I never went. And I don't know why. I feel like with Rome, I wanted to experience it with someone, because there's so much history there, and there was so much, like, I would love to have explored with someone. And you know what? I'm kind of glad I didn't go now, because I don't think I would have had as good a time as I know me and Dan are going to have. And we've already been looking at trips, and we're starting to get stuff booked, and we're arranging to pick up the travel money next week. Like, honestly, I still can't believe it. And I went into work the next day, and they was like, what did Dan get you? Like, what was your main present? And I was like, he's taking me to Rome. And they was like, what the fuck? I was like, I can't process it myself. And I don't think it's going to hit me until I'm actually there. Like, I didn't think I was getting on a plane until Mexico. And then obviously we have our anniversary this year. So because mine and Dan's anniversary is in winter, it's in November, we have one anniversary 1 year in the UK, normally like a Christmas market thing, and then we have like a winter city break. So this year it fell on the winter city break abroad, and we've decided on Poland. That, God, when did we book that? February? It's just after Valentine's, I think we booked it. And I said to you guys in a vlog, guess where we're going? And a lot of you did actually guess Poland. And I was like, damn it, you know me too well, because you know I love the whole history side of it. So that was why the book last month, The Daughter of Auschwitz, kind of starting to get me ready for Poland. But I didn't expect to be on a plane until Mexico. I'm like, I normally have one abroad holiday a year, and that's my winter sun. And the fact that we're having like a summer city break, and guys, the temperature's like mid-30s while we're out there. Mid-30s. And a mountain has just erupted. It's just our way. It is our luck. All the blooming time, a mountain erupts. So I'm hoping that will be died down in a couple of weeks by the time we go, because who remembers Iceland? It erupted, we couldn't go Blue Lagoon, and I was just like, you couldn't write it. You could not write it. So you best believe we're going to the Colosseum, we're going to the Vatican. I think Dan said he's seen a ghost walking tour in Rome. I'm like, we do love a little bit of a ghost. I know he doesn't like scary stuff, but he does like a little ghost tour. So we've done one in York, we've done the Oxford prison, we've done the Jack the Ripper tour, we've got a witches tour coming up in July, and he's like, there's a ghost tour in Rome. I'm like, okay, we shall see. I've looked for the Hard Rock Cafe in Rome, because again, when we go away, we like to have traditions, and Hard Rock is a tradition as well. We've done the Hard Rock in Iceland, we are adding London to the list, and also now hopefully we can get a table and say that we've been to the Rome one. And I'm just very, very thankful and very, very grateful for everyone who sent a message, an email, a DM, a comment, a present, a card, a gift. Like, thank you so, so much. It really has been a birthday I will not forget. And your girl will be celebrating in Rome, and I will be taking you all with me, because of course I'm going to be vlogging it. It's going to be the camera's first abroad trip. We're christening you with Rome. I thought we'd be christening you with Mexico, but no, we're christening you with Rome. I just want to say thank you. I can't say thank you enough, but yes, I'm very, very overwhelmed. I'm very thankful. I'm very lucky. And here's to the next blooming decade, my lovelies. Let's see what the 30s have in hold. I've been told it's dirty 30s, life begins at 30s. I'm like, okay, fun and flirty 30s, I've been told. I'm like, let's take it with a pinch of salt and see where we end up. But my lovelies, that is the end of the video. And as I say, I will continue to say thank you once again so much for everything. And here's to hitting 30s in the style, eh? If you did enjoy the video, my lovelies, you know what to do. Hit that thumbs up and subscribe down below, and leave us a comment. When's your birthday upcoming? Do we have any birthdays that have just passed in May? Any upcoming? Any big ones? What would you say? What was your favourite gift out of this? Or has it given you any ideas for gifts for other people's birthdays or Christmas? God, Christmas will be here before you know it, because we're halfway through the year. Jeez Louise. Ay, ay, ay. But guys, take care, stay safe as always, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.